There's something magical about stepping out into the garden in the morning. The way the dew clings to each leaf like a whispered blessing. The smell of damp earth, rich with yesterday's memories and tomorrow's promises. It doesn't matter how old we get, the garden never stops calling. It calls us to slow down, to feel again, to get our hands dirty and remember that life grows best when it's tended with love. And if you're a bit older, or maybe just wiser, you'll know. Gardening isn't just a hobby, it's therapy. It's movement with meaning, and most importantly, it's joy. So today, my friend, I'm going to show you simple, creative, and senior-friendly DIY ideas that'll not only bring your outdoor space to life, but make every moment you spend in it more comfortable, fulfilling, and beautiful. You won't need expensive tools. You won't need to bend your back too far. And you certainly won't need to rush. Just take your time. Let the ideas bloom one by one. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see more ideas you can try out in your garden. Idea 1. The sit-and-sow bench. Imagine this. You're outside on a warm afternoon. The breeze is gentle. The birds are busy in the trees. And you're sitting, not crouching, not kneeling, on a soft, sturdy wooden bench. But this isn't just any bench. This is your garden command center. Flip the lid, and inside, gloves, twine, seed packets, maybe a pair of reading glasses. Everything you need right at your fingertips. The bench itself is made of reclaimed wood, weathered, charming, strong. You gave it a coat of soft mint green, or lavender, maybe added a hand-painted daisy or two, because beauty should meet function, especially in a space like this. Place it near your raised beds. Add a cup holder if you like. Sit, sow, smile. Gardening doesn't have to hurt, it just has to work for you. Idea 2. The rolling raised bed on lockable casters. Next up, let's put your garden on wheels. Take a simple wooden raised bed box, about hip height, and attach 4 heavy-duty caster wheels with locks. Now you've got a mobile mini garden that you can roll into the sun, the shade, or under shelter when the weather turns sour. It's especially handy for herbs, lettuce, even shallow root flowers like pansies or marigolds. On the side, attach a narrow shelf for your pruners or watering can. Paint the wood with weatherproof pastel blue or creamy ivory. Add your name in script, Margaret's Garden or Papa Joe's Patch. It's more than functional, it's personal. And when your knees say no, this garden says yes. Idea 3. Hanging herb ladder. Look up. Because gardening doesn't just live on the ground. Take an old wooden ladder, one with history, one that's held you steady through years of house painting or changing porch lights. Sand it down gently, seal it, and lean it against a sunny fence or wall. Now using S-hooks or sturdy twine, hang small galvanized metal buckets from each rung. Plant your herbs, basil, thyme, chives, oregano. Label them with hand-painted wooden tags or etched spoons. As the breeze passes through, the leaves will dance, the scent will rise, and your ladder will become a living sculpture. It's a vertical garden that brings greenery to your eye level. Easy to water, easy to clip, easy to love, and for seniors with limited reach or balance, it's a blessing. Idea 4. The garden mailbox. Yes, you heard that right. Take an old metal mailbox, the kind with a flag, paint it something joyful, sunflower yellow, garden green, robin's egg blue. Mount it on a post near your raised beds or porch. Inside, stash your gloves, your seed packets, maybe even a small notebook to track what you've planted, what bloomed, what surprised you. Add a hook beneath for your wide-brimmed hat, maybe stick a little bouquet in the flag slot. You've just created your garden mailbox station, charming, practical, and surprisingly delightful. And every time you open it, it'll feel like a little gift waiting for you. Idea 5. The memory stepping stones. Not every path is meant to be walked. Some are meant to be remembered, with just a bag of quick-set concrete, a shallow pan, and a quiet afternoon. You can create a garden path filled with memories. Mix the concrete, and pour it into your mold. Then before it sets, press your handprint into the center, or your grandchild's. Etch in a name, a date, a little heart, maybe scatter glass pebbles around the edges, or tiny seashells from your last trip to the coast. When it dries, place it gently along your flower bed, under a favorite tree, or by your bird bath. These aren't just stepping stones, they're chapters, They turn your garden into a scrapbook made of stone and soul. Idea 6. The lazy Susan of life now. Here's one that always brings a smile. Find an old wooden lazy Susan, maybe from the back of your kitchen cabinet. Give it a fresh coat of weatherproof paint, soft sky blue, peach, maybe sage. Place it on your patio table, and add 4 small potted plants in a circle, herbs, succulents, or bright flowers like violas. As the day moves and the sun changes, just give it a spin. It's a tiny carousel of color and scent, right there in your reach. No more turning yourself or lifting heavy pots, just a gentle spin, and every plant gets its moment in the sun. And for those moments when your energy is low, there's something very calming about slowly turning the tray, watching nature rotate in rhythm with your thoughts. Idea 7. Vertical strawberry tower from PVC pipe. Now this one might look fancy, but it's surprisingly easy, and it saves your knees and your space. Get a length of wide PVC pipe, maybe 4 feet tall, drill staggered holes along the sides, just large enough to tuck a strawberry plant into each one. Cap the bottom, stand it upright in a sturdy planter filled with gravel for balance, and then add your soil. Pop a baby strawberry plant in each opening. Water from the top and watch as bright green leaves peek out, tiny white flowers bursting into juicy red fruit. No bending, no ground pests, just fresh strawberries, at standing height, waiting for your morning walk. And when the berries come in, oh, your garden becomes a dessert tray. Idea 8. The clothespin label wreath. Now, let's bring in a little whimsy, a little cheer. Take a wire wreath frame, lightweight and easy to hang. Then take plain wooden clothespins and write the names of all the plants you're growing. Carrots, zinnias, rosemary, dill. Decorate each one with a tiny sticker, or a painted doodle. Clip them all around the frame. Now here's the fun part. As you plant, just unclip the label and attach it to a wooden skewer or a stick beside the row. No need to rewrite or remember. No need to guess what sprout belongs where. When you're done for the season, hang the wreath back up in the shed or patio wall as a reminder of everything your hands helped grow. It's gardening meets craft hour. Simple, fun, and deeply satisfying. Idea 9. The shady rest station with solar fairy lights. Think of this as your garden's reading nook, or your meditation space, or simply your chair with a view. Set up a small corner in your garden with a weatherproof armchair or bench. Add a shade umbrella, or a lightweight canopy if the sun tends to linger. Now take a simple string of solar-powered fairy lights and wrap them around nearby branches, a trellis, or even the umbrella ribs. As evening settles in, those tiny warm lights will blink on, like fireflies remembering your name. Add a side table with a pitcher of lemon water and a favorite old book. Maybe a wind chime in the distance. Maybe nothing at all. This becomes more than a resting spot. It becomes your invitation to do nothing and still feel everything. Idea 10. The repurposed tire hose holder. Now let's take care of one of gardening's biggest headaches, the hose. If you've ever tripped over one or spent 15 minutes trying to untangle it, this one's for you. Find an old metal tire rim or wheel. Clean it, give it a bold coat of outdoor spray paint, perhaps rustic red, daffodil yellow, or crisp teal. Mount it securely on your fence or garden wall. Wrap your hose around it in neat loops, like winding a ribbon. Suddenly, the tangled mess becomes a statement piece. Function meets flair, and it's one less thing to bend down for. Add a metal sign above it that says watering day or hose sweet hose if you're feeling cheeky. Even your tools deserve a little style. Idea 11. The cinderblock raised bed with built-in seating. Raised beds are already a gardener's best friend, but what if they could give you a place to sit too? Here's how. Take sturdy cinder blocks and arrange them in a rectangular shape about 2 feet tall. Fill the core with soil, compost, and all the life-giving goodness your plants will love. Now, place wooden planks across the top ledges of the blocks, like a frame around a painting. These planks become a built-in bench, a spot to sit while pruning, a perch to rest your coffee mug or garden gloves. Even better, use the block holes themselves to grow extra herbs or flowers, thyme spilling from one corner, marigolds brightening the edge. It's beautiful, it's practical, and it's a gentle way to say you can take your time here. Idea 12. The milk crate garden cubbies. Sometimes the best gardens come from the simplest materials. You don't need designer planters or high-end shelving. You just need a few old milk crates. Stack them like a bookshelf. 2 high, 3 wide, maybe more if you have the space. Secure them together with zip ties or screws for stability. Then begin filling the cubbies. One holds clay pots. Another holds seed trays. Another is home to a radio playing golden oldies on Sunday mornings. Fill the remaining spaces with planters, herbs, succulents, cheerful wildflowers. Line one crate with burlap and let a strawberry plant trail over the edge. The crates give structure, but the life inside gives soul. And if a little one comes to visit, they'll see the garden as a puzzle to explore. Each crate a surprise, just like you planned. IDA 13. The chalkboard garden signs with gentle reminders. We all forget things. But forgetting in the garden, well, that can turn into a wild surprise. That's why this idea is equal parts practical and delightful. Take a few flat rocks or pieces of reclaimed wood. Coat one side with chalkboard paint, deep slate gray or dusty black. Use white chalk or waterproof chalk markers to write the names of your plants. But don't stop there. Add little notes like "Water me on Thursdays," "Harvest soon," or even "You did great today." These signs become companions, not just labels. They speak to you like friends. And some days, even a rock that says "Take a break" can be the most meaningful thing in the garden. IDA 14. The Legacy Garden Journal. One of the most beautiful things you can grow is a story that outlives you. Start a simple garden journal. Nothing fancy, just a spiral notebook or old hardcover with a ribbon bookmark. On each page, write down what you planted and when. Draw sketches. Tape impressed flowers. Write down what bloomed early, what withered too soon, what made you smile. Include the weather on planting day, or a note about a bird you saw by the rose bush. Record which seed packets worked best, and which ones, well, didn't. But more than that, write your heart into it. Write little letters to your grandchildren, tucked between notes. Write about the first tomato of the season and how proud you felt. Write as if someone will read it one day and say, "This was Nana's joy, this was her peace," because that's exactly what they'll feel. IDA 15. The Garden Mailbox, revisited and enhanced. Remember that charming old mailbox from earlier? Let's give it an upgrade, one with personality and memory. Find an old metal or wooden mailbox. Maybe it's already a little rusty. That's okay, it adds charm. Paint it with gentle pastels or garden motifs. Flowers, bees, vines, something that feels like you. Mount it near your main garden area. Inside, keep the little things. Twine, a mini notebook, your favorite gloves, a tiny trowel, a photograph. Yes, a photograph. Maybe it's you in the garden from last spring. Or you and your partner smiling beside your tomato patch. The mailbox becomes more than a container. It becomes a capsule, a space where utility meets intimacy. Every time you open it, it whispers, "You're exactly where you're meant to be." IDA 16. The Tribute Wall, old tools with new life. Let's talk about the old tools. The spade your father used. The rake that's lost a few teeth. The hand hoe with the wooden handle worn smooth from decades of grip. Don't throw them away. Honor them. Mount them onto a reclaimed wooden board. Arrange them like artwork. If you're able, add a little shelf where a small pot of flowers can rest in the rake's curve. Paint the board or leave it rustic and raw. Add a small sign above that reads, "For the hands that planted joy." It's not just decor. It's history. It's memory. A place on your porch where the past and present shake hands and bow to each other. IDA 17. The Wicker Wall Planters. Sometimes all you need is a wall and a basket full of life. Gather a few old wicker baskets, the kind used to carry bread, fruits, or linens. Line them with burlap or coconut fiber, and secure them against a sturdy porch wall using nails or strong hooks. Inside each basket, plant cheerful blooms, soft pink carnations, bluebells, daisies. Let the petals spill gently over the edges, creating a waterfall of color and texture. The natural wicker, faded from time, pairs beautifully with your porch wood. And every time you walk past, it'll feel like you've stepped into a country dream. It's simple, gentle, elegant, and it's kind to hands that can no longer dig as deep as they used to. IDA 18. The Teapot Fountain. There's a kind of peace you can only find in running water. Take an old teapot, ceramic or metal, and turn it into a miniature fountain. Nestle it on a table in your garden nook. Let it sit atop smooth stones and moss, surrounded by petals. Using a small submersible pump, let water trickle from the spout down onto pebbles. Add a few flowers around it, fresh cut or silk, depending on the season. And just listen, that soft bubbling. That sound of time passing gently, of life not rushing anymore. Of presence, made audible. This fountain isn't just decor, it's sanctuary. IDA 19. The picture frame garden gallery who said frames were only for photos. Find a large, old picture frame. Something ornate, weathered, beautiful. Remove the glass and backing. Then attach chicken wire across the back, tight and neat. Mount it on your porch wall. Now weave in wildflowers, sprigs of lavender, notes, quotes, pressed blooms, even old garden snapshots. Let it change with the seasons. Let it grow with you. This isn't just art, it's a living story. A way to say, this is who I am, and this is what I love. And every visitor who sees it, they'll stop, they'll smile, and they'll understand something about you, without a single word being spoken. IDA 20. The vintage shutter shelf. For our final idea, let's turn old into gold. Find a pair of vintage wooden shutters tall, maybe flaking with paint, still full of life. Stand them vertically. Add thin shelves across the slats with small brackets. Each shelf holds tiny potted plants, hand-painted stones, little ceramic birds, or even hand-sewn sachets of lavender. This isn't just a shelf. It's a keepsake ladder where every item has a story. And as you pass it on your porch each morning, you'll feel like the caretaker of a little museum. A museum of memory, scent, and soul. It turns any corner into a place that invites peace. And peace, dear friend, is the richest bloom of all. From benches with secret storage to strawberry towers. From chalkboard signs that whisper to fountains that hum like lullabies. From basket walls and winding paths to moments of stillness beneath solar lights. But more than all these ideas, what you've truly been building is a place where you feel safe, comforted, capable, inspired, and whether you're gardening from a porch chair, from a raised bed at hip height, or simply from memory and hope in your heart, you're still a gardener, still a grower, still a nurturer of things that matter. So take these ideas, paint them with your own colors, tweak them, twist them, make them yours. Let them evolve, let them breathe. Let your garden speak for you. Let it say, I've lived a life worth blooming. I've slowed down, but I've grown deeper. I am still growing. And if ever you wonder if what you're doing matters, step outside, touch a petal, listen to the wind in the leaves, look around at all you've tended, healed and nurtured, and remember, you made that. One seed, one idea, one peaceful moment at a time. Thank you for walking this garden path with me. If any of these ideas brought you comfort, inspiration, or a gentle smile, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe, come back, grow with me again. Until next time, keep your hands gentle, your steps slow, and your garden always blooming.